If you've been watching real estate for any amount of time here in 2023, let's be real, it has been a tough year for real estate. It has been hard on sellers, it has been hard on buyers, fewer deals happening, not a lot of inventory out there, longer days on market, potentially lower prices in some cases. It has been a tough year. So today I want to break down for you exactly what to expect for the 2024 market. I'm going to break down my predictions on where I see the market going, what to expect, what does that mean for the Temecula Valley. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Temecula Valley. From new construction tours to neighborhood spotlights to new things coming to the valley, we cover it all to give you exactly what it's like living here in the Temecula Valley. Let's dive in. So today I'm gonna give you my predictions, and obviously I don't have a crystal ball. If I did, I wouldn't be here filming videos, giving you guys content. I'd be sipping margaritas on the beach on my own private island. But I'm gonna give you my predictions based off of the information that I've been given, the studying that I've been doing for the 2024 housing market here in the Temecula Valley. So let's start off with a look at inventory. Now, 2023 was a crazy market for inventory. It is the lowest recorded sales numbers in the history of the Temecula Valley. There just hasn't been a ton of inventory that has come up as far as homes for sale. Now, why is that? We all know that interest rates hit a recent high here of just over 8%. And as those rates were going up, it actually made it harder for people to potentially sell their homes and move locally here within the area. We saw a lot of that disappear because they've been locked into these 2 to 3% interest rates, which of course you can sell anytime. But does it make sense to give up that rate and go to an 8% rate? It was making it just not worth it for people, especially if they were looking to move up. It made it a huge financial burden to make that move up. We did have some people that would move down and trade for a lower payment, but that made it incredibly tight on inventory. Now, what do I expect for 2024? Well, we're gonna talk a little bit on interest rates later, but I'm gonna give it away here. We do expect rates to come down next year. What will that do for inventory? That is going to unlock some of these sellers that have been locked in at their 2 to 3% interest rates and allow them to justify that move here locally to another home. And it's not gonna hurt as bad to go from 2 to 3% to maybe a 5% interest rate, somewhere in that range. It's not gonna hurt as much as it would from 2 to 8% like we've been faced with in 2023. So coming into 2024, I do expect an increase in inventory as those rates come down. I do want to warn you though, it's also going to be unlocking buyers who've been sitting on the fence with rates. So while we may see some increase in inventory and some increase in sales activity, it may be equally as hard, if not harder, for buyers to buy a home in the future. So let's talk home prices. What do we expect home prices to do? Now, coming into 2023, at the end of 2022, I do recall a lot of you guys calling for a crash and going, this is it, the market's over, interest rates are going up, the market is crashing. Guess what? It did not happen. We did see a decent backslide in prices. However, even as rates were going up, we saw an acceleration in purchases, and it actually brought prices up. And so we are finishing this year out higher than we did at the beginning of the year. And if you look at a 60-year trajectory of where home prices have gone, there have been little ups and downs along the way, but the consistent line goes up vertically, and so we expect that to continue just like it has over 60 years. There's only one time in that 60-year history in which prices dropped. That was 2008. It's all fresh on our minds, and let's be honest, some of you buyers out there are hoping it happens so that you can come in and buy a property. I'll be honest with you, if that happens, it's gonna be incredibly hard for you as a first-time home buyer to purchase a home because you will be competing with many billions of dollars out there ready to consume everything if that ever happened. However, my prediction is that is the one time in our lifetime that we will see a dip that we saw. But what are we expecting for home prices? As we see rates continue to come down, that is going to bring more buyers into the market. It will increase some inventory, but I do expect more buyers will enter the market, and that is going to put upward pressure on our prices. Now, historically, this area has grown by 5% per year when it comes to appreciation. But over the COVID years and the unicorn years, as we like to call them, we saw appreciation rise over 20% year over year for 2 years in a row. So it does feel like things have slowed down a bit, but I do fully expect we're going to return to our average appreciation of 5% every single year. So you can expect homes here on average, based off of the average price point, to go up between $30,000 to $40,000 per year. So if you're a buyer looking to buy, expect those prices at the end of 2024 to be significantly higher than if you were to make a purchase right here at the beginning of 2024. Next up, let's talk interest rates. I know that's the big question on your mind. Even with interest rates high, we've seen prices go up, so obviously we're gonna expect those to continue to go up. But what's gonna happen with those interest rates? Well, we've been telling you as real estate agents for a while that if you buy now, you can buy something and adjust that rate later when the rate comes down. And I think a lot of buyers out there haven't really bought into the idea that those rates would be coming down anytime soon. I've got good news for you. The Fed has actually come out already and announced that they could expect up to 6 rate cuts in 2024. They're coming out and saying it. They've been holding off on any rate hikes for the last several months, and going into 2024, they're telling us the cuts are coming. What's that going to do to mortgage interest rates? That will bring those rates down. While those two aren't directly correlated, they do follow very closely to one another. So when the Fed cuts that rate, it will bring interest rates down. And I'm going to expect that they're going to start to cut them slowly, because in reality, if I'm being honest, the worst thing the Fed could do would be to cut the rates and we have interest rates fall by 2% in a few weeks. That's just gonna start a frenzy, and we're back to those COVID unicorn years of 20 to 30 offers on properties and buyers coming out of the woodworks, and that's just not right for our economy. So I expect a slow whittling away of those interest rates to get us down to normal levels. And now what do we expect from normal? Because I'm also here to tell you that 2 to 3% interest rates, you may never see those again in your lifetime. So if you've got it, that may be the only time you see a number that low. What we can expect is the historic averages, where we're floating in the 5% range, maybe 4s in a really great year, maybe 6s on a really high year. But I think we're gonna float somewhere in that 5% range. So maybe 5.5% towards the end of next year. There's predictions from the MBA, from NAR, Mortgage Bankers Association, National Association of Realtors, that do show data that could see rates dip down into the high 5s in 2024. So we're seeing that coming. That's going to open up, again, inventory. Sellers will be willing to sell. Buyers are going to come out more to start to make purchases. So I fully expect that rates will come down next year. If you bought here just recently and you've got a higher interest rate, good news. You can reduce that rate here in the coming months. If you're thinking about buying, you need to jump on it as soon as possible before the floodgates open with buyers coming in and competing, because I promise you, right now, you're worried about maybe $150 to $200 a month extra in interest you may be paying. But when those buyers come out of the woodworks and the floodgates open, you could be talking $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on top of asking price. It's gonna hurt a lot more than a few $100 in your interest rate. So what does this mean for the Temecula Valley? Because ultimately, that's what we're here to explore. What do these predictions mean for Temecula? Well, I think it's good news. It means there's more inventory coming. It means it's gonna be more affordable to live here. And guess what? What brings this area up is the fact we are surrounded by counties with a 30% higher price tag than the Temecula Valley. That continues to keep our area growing, because we've got San Diego, LA, Orange counties, all with $1 million+ average price points. And the Temecula Valley floats in the $700,000 to $800,000 range. This is where people come to when things get unaffordable in San Diego. This is where people come to when it's unaffordable in Orange County, LA County. They come to the Murrieta Temecula area, to the Temecula Valley, to seek affordability. And now that's why we see this explosion of new construction happening right now. We're just trying to keep up with the demand here in our area and create affordable housing. Now you may say it's not affordable, it used to be way cheaper. That is absolutely true. But when it comes to just crossing the border in Temecula into Fallbrook and hitting the San Diego County line, price points jack up just because of San Diego County. And the same is true when it moves to Orange County and LA County. So this area locally is expected to continue to grow. As I predicted, I'm thinking we're going to see 5% year over year appreciation in 2024. Lower mortgage rates, it's gonna give you some relief on some buyers that currently bought, and some relief to buyers that will be entering the market. We'll have more buyer demand, we will have more inventory. It should be a much better time to buy a home. I am gonna warn you, I think you should do it sooner rather than later before everybody gets out there, but it's going to see growth for the Temecula Valley. So things are looking up for 2024. Honestly, heading into this time last year, coming into 2023, I think everyone was going, oh my gosh, we need to hang on to our seats. We have no idea where rates are going. We have no idea what's happening with prices. But now we've kind of gotten over that hump. We're seeing where things are heading. The Fed is coming out, giving us some information about rate cuts and all those things. So 2024 is absolutely looking up for the Temecula Valley real estate market. It is good news that we've been waiting for a long time. That's it for our 2024 market predictions for the Temecula Valley. I hope you enjoyed today's content and it gave you some hope for the future. If you enjoyed today's content, hit that like button. Leave us a comment below. Any question you have about what we discussed today, about the Temecula Valley, where rates are headed, what's going on with prices, can I buy a home, can I afford a home? Leave a comment below or give me a phone call. We monitor that inbox daily. We will pick up the phone and answer your questions about buying here in the Temecula Valley. And as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. We are here to dedicate all things Temecula Valley so you know exactly what's going on here. And if this is where you should call home, I think it is. I can't wait to see you next time.